I've been so busy with school, but I've been really wanting to get an on-the-road vlog going. Had some issues with the camera, so this is like my third time trying to do an on-the-road. In my last video, the camera was not rotated to the spot I needed it at, and the first time I tried doing on the road, I hadn't adjusted it, so that one was my fault. And the second time, the audio still wasn't quite right, so I'm hoping that this audio is much better, this video angle is much better, and I can finally get one up. Yeah, jokesters, don't even try it. Yeah, I know. Try and get a video onto YouTube. So, this is the college campus that I attend. It's a satellite of both Indiana and Purdue. There's the handy-dandy little placard that makes us spend $1,000 a class, you know. People wonder why college is so expensive. Yeah, that's their bridge too. Maybe it's because our campuses are building fucking bridges and giant monuments to themselves all over the place. I need to be in the right lane. Oh, no, I don't. I need to be in the middle lane. So yeah, it's an Indiana and Purdue Satellite campus. A lot of good students there, a lot of good teachers there. I was very, very surprised. When I moved here, I had the Purdue University in my head to attend. I'm not originally from Indiana, but and I know this is a horrible way of choosing a school, but you know, I'd always seen the Purdue football games on as a kid, and I don't know why, but I didn't really get attached to them, but it was an appealing portion, you know. And so when I moved here, I looked into the Purdue system of schools, and well, I already had my major pick before I was even enrolled and registered and all that jazz. So it was just which campus of Purdue would be the best learning environment for me, and how would the physics department compare at each one. That's the major I had chosen before I started attending college. So I started here because it's a satellite campus, and I figured it would be best for me to get back in the swing of being in school. I'm a non-traditional student, and so yeah, I didn't want to go to the main campus and get caught up in the party world, because I don't have time to waste on that anymore. Being a non-traditional student, I mean, you're fighting against the clock to get your degree done and get back out into the workforce. So I did not want to get caught up into the party world of a main campus. And then I think it was towards the middle of my second semester, I did go down to the main campus and checked out their physics department there. And while it's certainly respectable, I really felt that what the physics department here has is much more valuable. than anything I could get there at the main campus. I think I haven't seen any statistics, but at the end of last year, I think there were only like 30 physics majors in the entire university of like 10,000 people. So everyone knows each other. The professors gave us a lab room that we can socialize and do homework in. From time to time it gets used when they need a lab, but it's not often at all. So there's that. I just thought it was a great environment for learning. And the instructors are wonderful. The head of our department seriously has a love for educating people. So I just thought this was the best place to be. And I don't really think that a physics curricula is going to change depending on, well, I should correct that. The curricula could change from campus to campus and even university to university. The physics department that we have is certainly optics oriented. So, I mean, we've got one astrophysicist as a professor. So, you know, it's heavy in optics. So, in that realm, yes, you can change curricula from campus to campus. However, I don't really think the basics of physics can change from university to university. So, roughly speaking, my education is not going to change from where I'm at to the main campus or really even any other university. So I'm very, very happy with where I'm at. So that's that part of what I can talk about today. I've still got about halfway to go for this ride. I'm on my way to drill weekend. Yeah, I know. I'm in the reserves, and it was more or less as a mandatory service obligation reduction coming off of active duty. I completed my first contract, and I would still be obligated for 36 months of inactive reserve, where I'm a member of the reserves, but I don't drill. So if they need people to go to war, I can still get called up. And I was more than happy to go that route until a reserve counselor gave me the sweet deal of a lifetime. They said, if you do 17 months of actual drills, then that will be it. The other 17 months of your 36 inactive reserve will disappear. And on top of that, we'll give you a 24-month stabilization order. So all 17. Come on, people. Shit. Look at the fucking road. Yeah, some army anger coming out in me. So yeah, I mean, I've got a 24-month stabilization order, which means I cannot be deployed or mobilized. Well, maybe I can be mobilized. I don't know. But it would certainly have to be here in the United States. So I took that deal. But I'm finding very, very quickly that if you're going from active duty to reserves, you're gonna get a wake-up call. You know, I left active duty because I didn't like the way that, and not like Washington D.C. politics, but how much politics within a unit was moving to the forefront of everything that was done. I saw, and this is kind of out of necessity, but I saw people becoming NCOs that did not need to be NCOs. They either weren't trained properly as a specialist, or They were just moved up too fast for their capabilities. And I saw units using regulations when it fit their desires and not use regulations when it fit their desires. And I don't know if I'm alone in this world in thinking this, but if you can gather that regulation is a synonym for rules. And I don't think it's very moral or to the standard that America places on its military, or even the standards that the military puts on the military, to ignore a regulation in order to enforce a regulation. That just doesn't seem very ethical. But I learned very, very quickly. It's not any better in the reserves, and probably worse. So that's that. Now I can go back to the inactive reserve, which the reserve counselor here didn't think I could do until I pulled out my contract and showed her the clause where it says that I can. And it very specifically states that I can leave my reserve obligation for any reason, and it would be negated, and I would have to fulfill my 36 months of inactive reserve. Now that there's a video up that informs y'all that I've been in the military, I suppose I can do a quick rundown of my career so I don't get millions and millions of questions. It's not that I don't like questions, it's just I would rather just say it and not have to repeat myself. I enlisted in 2006, was stationed in Germany for the first, about 3 years of my career, roughly speaking. I did deploy to Iraq from Germany. Did a 14-month tour. It was supposed to be 15 months, but it got cut down by like a month. And then I got stationed in Fort Carson, Colorado, which is where I did my law enforcement time. Then, yeah, I'll just end it there. That's where my active duty career ended, and I'm doing the reserve time that I told you about earlier. So that's pretty much all I'm going to discuss about my military career. So if further down the road someone decides to ask me a question and I revert you to this video, there you go. If you have any other questions, go right ahead. Send them to me. I'm all about helping people understand what, well, how should I put this? If you're thinking of enlisting, or you're thinking of going in as an officer, and you're just a civilian right now, and you want to discuss that decision with me, I'm more than happy to. So, I'm here. Need to say toodles to y'all. Enjoy. Stay safe. Love life. Be happy. Deuces.